Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I'm Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. So today we have a sneak peek of some of the VR games releasing in 2024 as I recap the uploadvr winter showcase. Now I wanted to spend most of the time only focusing on games that have never been announced before. There were tons of titles. This was an almost 2-hour long presentation, but we've seen a lot of these games before. So today I'll break down what I think is most exciting, but unfortunately though, this was just not a very good showcase. Besides the fact that uploadvr once again had some terrible audio issues that basically ruined the entire experience, there just weren't a lot of really good looking games. Maybe I'm coming down from my Asgard's Wrath too high and I'm a little jaded, or I'm comparing everything next to that and that's why they don't look as good, but I will order this video based on what I think is the least to most exciting new announcement. And there are, of course, links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead. But before we get to that, I have some really good news to go over. I am once again running a massive holiday giveaway. All of my channel's repeat sponsors have been nice enough to donate, plus I have keys from many of my favorite games from 2023. To quickly break down some of the amazing items that are up for grabs, Kiwi Design has a Quest 3 Elite strap with battery pack, and I've always loved and trusted their head straps more than any other product I've used. AMVR is offering up their best-selling item, which is Quest 3 hand straps that, trust me guys, feel really great and allow you to completely open your hands while you're playing games. VR Rock has a free pair of prescription lenses for the Quest 3, and some of the titles that I have available to give away include Demigod Battles, Vertigo 2, Assassin's Creed Nexus, Ancient Dungeon, Pistol Whip, and there's a few more new releases that I'll announce at a later date. Now, if you're interested in any of these products, they are listed down in the description with any discount code I may have. And of course, there's also a link to the giveaway. I love having the opportunity to give stuff away for the holidays. And I also have a handful of other Quest 2 products that I've never used, which are up for grabs on my Discord channel. But for now, let's get back to today's video. Okay, so let's start this video off with a little nothing of a tease. The game Astro Hunters showed us a pre-rendered CGI clip that reminded me a bit of No Man's Sky. Now, I was intrigued on the concept, but there's just nothing else here. Now, the next title, Soul Covenant, was definitely better looking, but once I saw it was coming from Third Verse, I kind of lost hope. A lot of their games are flashy with not much substance at all, or they just end up being super repetitive and grindy. Maybe that won't be the case here, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, the next title that piqued my interest a bit was Defy. This is a horror-themed monster hunting title, but it looks like you're not the one doing the hunting. Now, I'm not a big fan of horror games in VR, but there are some elements that I find intriguing here, especially the overall monster design. If it's paired with solid mechanics or a cool storyline, we could definitely have something here. Now, the next few titles look like they could definitely be a lot of fun, but not much more than that. The first one is the ultra-violent beat-em-up Paint the Town Red. No, this game has absolutely nothing to do with painting, and all of that red will come from the blood of your enemies. Now, similar to something like Drunken Bar Fight, there could be a ton of fun in this title, but overall it just looks ridiculous. Now, more my style of fun would be our next title, Project Demigod. It's most certainly not going to win any awards for its looks, but things like swinging around a huge open world or unlocking an array of different superpowers can feel really awesome in VR. This is the type of game that if it nails the mechanics, it doesn't really need anything else. But if you're looking for something a bit more traditional, we have the shooter, Undercover. Some beautiful cartoon style graphics, plenty of different weapons to utilize, constant explosions, and a little bit of bullet hell should definitely help keep this title exciting. Cover-based shooters are definitely fun in VR, and I'm surprised we don't see them more often. But let's return the horror titles with Hunt Together. Hunt Together is a PvP psychological horror game that's designed to deliver an unforgettable experience. You'll play as either the ghost or the hunter in a 1v1 battle. The hunter has an array of different tools at his disposal. Meanwhile, the ghost will invisibly stalk his prey, slowly draining his life force, and then turn it into one epic jump scare. It's definitely an intriguing looking title, just like our next game, Timeless Hearts. For some reason, this one reminds me a bit of Ruins Magus. However, it's a roguelite fighting title that'll have you fighting an array of different creatures in an anime stylized world. Overall, I feel like this title could go either way. It'll be uniquely awesome or just bland. Now, if you're into survival games, Bootstrap Island looks surprisingly good. Being stranded on an island, you'll have to do whatever it takes to survive. This includes scavenging for food, building a fire, and surviving against whatever lurks in the dark. Graphically, this one looks better than average, and obviously it'll just come down to the overall gameplay mechanics. Now, things start to heat up for me on the next title, which looks like a story-driven version of the shooter Dead Hook. It appears like you're in a Mad Max-style world, driving through deserts on a quad, exploring your way through a post-apocalyptic city, and of course, battling tons of enemies. Now, I'll definitely keep an eye on this game in the future, because it looks like one of those action-filled detours that I enjoy every once in a while. But changing things up is the mixed reality platformer Demeter. Now, while platformers aren't my go-to genre, I absolutely loved Moss. I'm intrigued to experience a game like this in mixed reality. Is it a good use case, and can it possibly enhance the overall experience? Well, I guess that's something we'll eventually find out, but right now I remain equally skeptical and optimistic. And speaking of optimism, we're getting a fighting game from the developers of Synth Riders. At minimum, Final Fury is something that'll be truly different. Now, I've actually played some of the alpha and beta for this title, and while I can't really talk about it yet, I will say the overall premise has me truly excited. Now, I'm also really excited for the Nope Challenge. This is a game that's designed to force you to face your fears, but when it gets too intense, you can nope right out and be transported to a serene beach. Now, one thing I truly love about VR is the overall immersion, and a title like this that attempts to push the envelope can be an extremely fun experience, especially with friends. I'm ready to take the Nope Challenge and see how long I can go without pressing the button. But if you're not interested in being pushed to the edge, I have another cute little platformer for you called the Crumbling. Now, I'm not exactly sure what it is about this game that makes me really interested in trying it. Maybe it's the fact that it's another platformer with a cute protagonist, just like Moss, one of my favorite VR games, or I'm just like a flying insect drawn to bright lights. Whatever the case may be, I can't wait to rip the Crumbling Knight out of his package and just battle the way through his cute little cartoon world. And speaking of cartoon worlds, the graphics on the roguelike fighter MindXcope look absolutely fantastic. Now, I've already played an early demo of this game that I will be showing off in a video tomorrow, but yes, those graphics look great and have a ton of style. The combat's also quite challenging and will want you to memorize enemy attack patterns. And finally, it has plenty of anime boobies if that's something you're looking for. Seriously guys, it's been a while since we had some anime boobies because Bone Lab came out over a year ago. And the final game on today's list that I'm most excited for is Zero Caliber 2. There's something great about a highly replayable and super fun shooter that has co-op. The trailer doesn't really show us much, but I hope they add on a bunch of new features and just increase the experience from the original game. Now, before I end this video, I just want to talk a little bit about meta in 2024. Now, like I said, guys, the uploadvr showcase wasn't very exciting. It was a bit of a bummer. Nothing here was fantastic. You know, there's some games I'm excited or intrigued about, but nothing I'm blown away or just can't wait for. What I am really and truly excited for is the first party games that are going to come out of meta. If Asgard's Wrath is the beginning, it's going to be an amazing 2024 and beyond. Asgard's Wrath 2 is just unbelievable, guys. I did a full video on it. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It shows how far we can really push mobile VR. The game is tremendous. It's got an amazing voice cast. I mean, everything about this game screams quality, and this is not an Asgard's Wrath 2 video, so I'm going to shut up now. But Meta has acquired so many talented studios, so I'm sure more amazing stuff is on the way. If the rumors are true, like they usually are, we're going to get a Batman VR game from the same studio that gave us Iron Man VR. Probably what I am most excited for. So please, rumors be true. I've been asking for a Batman VR game ever since the original came out, which was just a little tease. That original PlayStation VR Batman game was just a tease. Had so much potential. The second it gets amazing, it's over. But there was no money in VR then. There is money in VR now. The good stuff is coming. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys on next time.